Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here outside the Southern District of New York Courthouse. We're covering Carroll versus Trump. Today, the day of cross-examination. Yesterday, E. Jean Carroll was on the stand all day. But before it began, her lawyers raised to Judge Kaplan that Trump had been posting on Truth Social that the trial was a scam and DNA evidence. Judge Kaplan said, your client, Mr. Tacopina, is subjecting himself to additional liability, criminal liability. Obstruction of justice, will he go there? The tweets, the truths as they're called, came down, but the Sun continued tweeting. Whether that's a contempt, I have no idea. We're going to keep following it. Also ruled to be excluded was a partial funder of the litigation, Reid Hoffman, founder or co-founder of LinkedIn. This is not going to come in, nor an incident between there. E. Jean Carroll testified that there was violence, not sexual violence, but violence with her second husband, John Johnson, a New York City anchorman. The basis, it appears, of the violence was she called him an ape. Judge Kaplan was apoplectic. He said, no, we are not going to put that in front of a mixed-race jury in New York. So the evidentiary rulings are starting to bound up, and we're going to see what happens today with the cross-examination by Joe Tacopina. We'll be live tweeting it in a few short moments. Seems that they still haven't arrived. There's a lot of people outside. Down in D.C. yesterday, Pras Michel. It's a case that we went down to D.C. to cover. Pras Michel guilty on all counts. Now, the case had an echo of Miles Guo. It did. Because Pras Michel, after meeting with Chinese security, lobbied to get Mr. Guo extradited. Now Mr. Guo is in detention. Will he be traded? There's a lot of stuff flying around. We're going to continue to cover that case. Also that of Nate Chastain and OpenSea. It's an NFT criminal case. Interesting. But we have to talk about the UN. What's the UN up to? Well, most recently they're trying to take baby steps toward recognizing the Taliban. Yes, it's true. Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General, who's thrown the press out of the UN, who conceals his finances, has a deputy named Amina Mohammed. And she said that an upcoming meeting in Qatar can take baby steps to recognizing the Taliban. People really need to take attention and hold the UN accountable. Inner City Press, to be continued.